Hi dear friends and subscribers, welcome to the Cricket Happening Show today. And in this Cricket Happening Show, I'm going to talk about South Africa taking a 1-0 lead in the 3-test series here by actually, I would say, really crushing New Zealand by a 9-wicket victory. And also I'll be talking about the first one-day international that was played yesterday between West Indies and Australia, where West Indies, I thought that it was a pitch which was very slow and low, and in fact West Indies put only 202 runs, sorry, South Australia put only 202 runs on the board, but what West Indies did was something abysmal, I would say. They could muster only 140, and well, it proved that Australia were the better team on that particular day. Well, let's start off with the New Zealand versus South Africa, where they actually resumed on their overnight score. Okay, let's first go to the Australia versus West Indies. As far as Australia versus West Indies were concerned, this was the first one-day international of the 5-match series, and Australia also beginning their first international match on this West Indian tour. And Australians were the ones who actually batted first, and it started off well. The openers were steady. Shane Watson was stroking some boundaries. David Warner was also doing well, with Kemar Roach bowling very well in the good areas, I would say. But what happened was, it was the first wicket to go. The breakthrough was given by Dwayne Bravo, who actually snapped Shane Watson LBW for 21 of 23 balls with 4 fours. And David Warner was joined by Peter Forrest, and both of them pushed the score on to 91 before Marlon Samuels came in and did a double strike. He came in and first picked up the wicket of Peter Forrest, who was outside the crease, and he was stumped by Carlton Bogg for 26 of 64 balls with 3 fours. And David Warner, after making 40 runs of 55 balls with 5 fours, departed to the pavilion as he was caught by Kieran Pollard brilliantly. It was a beautiful catch taken by Kieran Pollard bowling Marlon Samuels. Marlon Samuels had struck some 2 blows, and West Indies were doing well. They had Australia at 3 for 92, and then the Hussey brothers were the crease, but Kemar Roach came in and actually dismissed David Hussey, who was caught behind for a duck of just 7 deliveries. Michael Hussey, well, he contributed 32 of 57 balls, no boundaries. Dwayne Bravo got his wicket, but George Bailey was the one who actually saw to it that, when they were at the score at 99 for 4, it was George Bailey who saw to it that Australia used the full 50 overs, and that was what mattered, and that was what enabled Australia to actually reach a score of 204 for 8. And what was good about George Bailey's knock is that it was his debut knock today. He was playing his first one-day international, and he did a wonderful job by contributing 40 out of 67 balls with 5 fours. Matthew Wade was out for a duck, and Sunil Narine, he was this spinner, as you know, he's a very unorthodox spinner, and the way he bowled, it was a real treat to watch. He really throttled this Australian batsman, because on a low pitch and on a slow pitch he was very difficult to handle, and the batsmen were not able to read him, and he kept the runs down, and he also picked up the wicket of Matthew Wade. It was very impressive. 10 overs, no maiden, 1 for 24, and I think we are going to hear a lot about Sunil Narine in the coming matches. Daniel Christian was the one who was not out on 18 of 21 balls with 2 fours, and 204 for 8 was the score with which Australia finished. Kemar Roach 2 for 33 bowled very well. Dwayne Bravo 3 for 58 was the most successful wicket taker. Andre Russell bowled 4 overs for 21. Darren Sammy was good as ever, 8 overs, no maiden, none for 30. Sunil Narine, as I said, 10 overs, no maiden, 1 for 24. Marlon Samuels 8 overs, no maiden, 2 for 29, dealing those double blows. But Robert Bailey, he was also the man of the match for his knock of 48, and why not? He was the one on it. It was an exhibition of very good batting by Bailey. That itself shows that George Bailey is a man whom Australia can rely on. Just on his first match and on a very difficult pitch, he made 48 and saw to it that Australia used their 50 overs, and that was the good part of it. As far as West Indies were concerned, they started off in aggressive fashion. Johnson Charles was the one who was in charge. Johnson Charles is an aggressive player, and he actually dismissed Brett Lee over mid. Brett Lee, he just whipped Brett Lee past mid-wicket for boundary, and he also had another 2 fours of the bowling of Clint McKay, contributing 13 of 11 balls with 3 fours, but becoming victim of Clint McKay, and that was a breakthrough for Australia. Kieran Powell was out for 8. He was the other opener, was caught off the bowling of Brett Lee for 8 of 19 balls with 1-4. But the persons who played there was Marlon Samuels and Wayne Bravo, and both of them played. Darren Bravo was dismissed cheaply. He was run out for 4. But the partnership between was really electrifying. Marlon Samuels and Wayne Bravo started carting the bowlers. Marlon Samuels in particular, in one particular over of Xavier Doherty, he actually hit him for 3 sixes in one over, and then Xavier Doherty had the last laugh as he actually dismissed Marlon Samuels to break the partnership, and he was gone for 35 of 58 balls. A very entertaining innings, 2 fours and 3 sixes. Wayne Bravo also entertained equally, 32 of 43 balls, 5 fours and 1 6, was bowled by Daniel Christian, but Xavier Doherty was the one who was doing the damage. In fact, he had figures of 8 overs, 2 maidens, 49 runs and 4 wickets. He really took up the wickets, and Daniel Christian also chipped in with some very good wickets there. Kieran Pollard failed. He was just out for 4. That would have been a great relief for Australia. Carlton Bog was LBW bowled Xavier Doherty for naught. Andre Russell was stumped of the bowling of Xavier Doherty, and Darren Sammy indulged in some real pyrotechnics there, but it was a one-man army as far as West Indies were concerned. And Darren Sammy, well, he crashed 35 of 20 balls, 3 fours and 3 sixes, but as you know, West Indies could muster only 140 runs, and Darren Sammy in the quest of runs was out. It was very sad to see that, 140 all out, so that was a 64-run victory. Bailey was named man of the match. The bowling figures: Brett Lee 7 overs, 1 maiden, 1 for 25. Clint McKay 2 for 22, bowled very well. Shane Watson 4 overs, none for 13. Davis 2 overs, no maiden, none for 15, was costly. Xavier Doherty was the pick, 8 overs, 2 maidens, 49 runs and 4 wickets. Daniel Christian 6 overs, 2 maidens, 12 runs and 2 wickets. But what was very good to see was the bowling of the spinners, and on a slow and low pitch they did a wonderful job. As far as New Zealand and South Africa were concerned, I wouldn't say the match really went in a nice fashion there, because New Zealand really struggled, and they were all out for 168, just setting a target of just 105 runs for New Zealand, which was absolutely a walk in the park. Now, just talking about, I'm not going to go into the details, but well, South Africa have taken their first victory in the series, and they really deserve to do that. In fact, 168 was what New Zealand put on the board, and today it was the Vernon Philander who was the pick of the bowler, swinging the ball, seaming the ball away, and what a wonderful test career Vernon Philander is having. He picked up 6 wickets, and he was named man of the match for his 10-wicket bag in this particular test match. He bowled splendidly, and that was what enabled South Africa to bowl out New Zealand for 168. Other than that, some contributions coming in from Gillespie, who cracked a few boundaries. Other than that, there was nothing to really talk about the New Zealand innings. As far as South Africa were concerned, they lost an early wicket in the chase of 105. And let me tell you, dear fans, friends and subscribers, this match finished on the 3rd day itself, with 2 days of rest for South Africa and New Zealand now. And New Zealand actually had South Africa actually had a 9-wicket victory, only losing Alvaro Peterson's wicket to the bowling of Doug Bracewell. But after that, Graham Smith and Hashim Amla stroked his way to a good score, and also Graham Smith contributed in equal measure, and both of them saw to it that the match was won on the 3rd day itself by hitting a lot of boundaries. So, well, it was, as I said, it was absolutely a walk in the park on the 3rd day for the South Africans. South Africans going 1-0 in the series there, with the 3rd match to be played on 15th, 3rd match coming up. The other matches that are coming up today, and I would just talking to the South Africans, I think Vernon Philander did a splendid job, the bowlers did a good job, the batsmen did a good job. I think it was an all-round performance. Congratulations to South Africa on actually beating New Zealand in the 2nd test match here at Seddon Park in Hamilton. Now we have the 3rd test match coming in, that is the final test. And today, the fixtures that we have, there is one match coming up, and what a key match it is. Tomorrow, one of those real D-Day matches, and one of those matches that everyone is looking forward to. The Bangladesh would be very happy to see this match go on tomorrow, and this is between India versus Pakistan in the Asia Cup 2012. Pakistan are the ones with a lot of points. They won both their matches, but India are the ones now really wanting to fight out, because India are on level with Bangladesh, and India and Pakistan, Pakistan's morale would be absolutely sky high after seeing that India lost to Bangladesh, and they would take that as a psychological thing to pile on the pressure on the Indians, and Indians would be trying to see to it that they try to win. But looking at what I have seen yesterday what India did against Bangladesh, my gut feeling is that the Indian bowling is looking very, very weak. When Bangladesh could actually hit, they could chase a target like that. Like with looking at the Pakistani batsmen who are more experienced and more accomplished, I think the Indian bowling attack is the weak. As far as the batting is concerned, well, if India is going to chase, then probably India's chances are much more brighter. But if Pakistan are going to chase, I'm sorry to say, India would be. I think India would be. India would have to really, really play out of their skins, and the bowling has to be absolutely on dot and absolutely on the money if they have to win this match against Pakistan, because Indian bowling attack looks like they really need to sharpen up after what showing they put up against Bangladesh. And other than that, there's also the second one-day international coming up between Australia versus West Indies. That's the second one-day international, which is going to be played at the same ground. And now we have to see whether West Indies have learned their lessons and they come up with something different tomorrow. Well, on this note, dear fans, friends, and subscribers of the Cricket Happening Show, your host Ram would like to end the show for today, reminding you that I'll be back tomorrow with that key match which is going to happen tomorrow between India and Pakistan and Bangladesh in the Asia Cup 2012. And what a match that is going to be. It's going to be a real cracker. But India have to really, really pull up the socks after actually losing against Bangladesh. That's it from me, your host Ram, for the Cricket Show for today. See you all tomorrow. Thank you.